Good evening and a very warm welcome to all you lovely people to this day of sheer jocundity, joy and jubilation. Ladies and gentlemen, the definite highlight of this evening is that we are here to celebrate the hallmark of Tej-Prasarini, completing 25 years of its establishment gloriously. Having said that, friends, there is this age-old adage that tells us nothing in this world can begin without the presence of the Almighty. That's the reason we have an artistic display by the young girls of the Mazzarello Youth Center, Wadala, run by the Salesian sisters, thanking the Lord for His enormous blessings and mercies on Tej-Prasarini in the last 9,125 days and the times to come. My dear friends, this certain act has been choreographed by Fernandes and well organized and coordinated by Sister Hilda Braganza. Friends, as the curtains open, let's welcome our lovely girls with a thunderous round of applause.
तुमको धन्यवाद करते प्रभु।
Thank you so much, girls. Because of you, we literally feel the blessings and the presence of the Lord right within us. Friends, Tej-Prasarini, being a media and communications institution run by the Salesians of Don Bosco, follows the motto of journeying with the young with utmost dynamism. Thus, we have the very talented boarders of St. Dominic Savio High School, Andheri, welcoming us all to Tej-Prasarini Silver Jubilee celebration supported by Mastermind International and Furtados. Friends, this wonderful display now has been coordinated by Father Mylan Nerona and the music composed by Mr. Amin Daniels. My dear friends, now is the time to welcome the guiding star of Tej-Prasarini here on stage, a man who lives by the virtues of Saint John Bosco. Under his inspiring leadership, Tej-Prasarini has evolved into a global entity. His management techniques of diligence, pragmatism, and meticulousness are elements to learn from. So, friends, please help me welcome on stage with a roaring round of applause the director of Tej-Prasarini, the very inspirational, intelligent, and illustrious Reverend Father Joaquim Fernandes.
Good evening, friends. One often feels tongue-tied before an audience as wonderful as you are. But let me begin by saying how delighted I am to be able to celebrate with you the envisioning of a dream that had its humble beginnings 25 years ago. As Michael Dell says, you don't have to be a genius or a visionary or even a college graduate to be successful. You just need a framework and a big dream. If Tej-Prasarini Don Bosco Communication is what it is today, we owe it all to you, our dear well-wishers, friends, and benefactors. So let us begin by wishing our chief guest, His Eminence Oswald Cardinal Gracias, Archbishop of Bombay, our guest of honor, Father Savio Silveira, Vice-Provincial of the Salesian province of Mumbai, Reverend Bishops, distinguished dignitaries, provincials, fathers, sisters, and you, my dear friends, a very hearty welcome. Any milestone is worth celebrating as we have gathered here this evening to thank and praise the Lord, especially for His presence and abundant graces on Tej-Prasarini. This has been done for the past 25 years. To have responded joyfully to our invitation, to have taken the trouble to be here this evening on this special day indeed. Tej-Prasarini was founded in 1992 at the Salesian Catechetical Center, Pune, by the founder-director, Father Peter Gonsalves, with the motto, a commitment to spread the light. In 1993, it relocated to Don Bosco Provincial House, Matunga. Today, it has a publishing house, a book and media center, an audiovisual studio, and combines multimedia production with training in creativity and media education to serve the children and youth both in India and abroad. A landmark event like this is a golden opportunity to look back at the distance traveled and look forward to the journey that lies ahead. Tej-Prasarini has witnessed several silver moments and is poised to move with clarity and vision towards its golden jubilee. I would like to, at the very beginning, extend a warm welcome to His Eminence Cardinal Oswald Gracias, Archbishop of Bombay, a person of deep faith, vibrant spirituality, inner strength with courage and conviction, pastoral concern, personal simplicity, and unfailing calm manifested in the most daunting circumstances. His has been a steady hand at the helm, with an unwavering commitment to the mission and a determined effort to take everyone along in the realization of God's plan for His people. He is truly a wonderful human being, a wise leader, and a very caring pastor. A warm welcome to you, our dearest chief guest. In its footsteps of Don Bosco, our father and founder, we are very happy to welcome the Vice-Provincial of the Salesian province of Mumbai this evening, Father Savio Silveira. Youthful and passionate about his role, his leadership has helped the province of Mumbai to help spread the light to the poor and downtrodden youngsters seeking truth, justice, and peace. To him, a very warm welcome and affectionate welcome. I also extend a warm welcome to Mrs. Manolina Pires, the wife of Mr. Nicholas Pires, who passed away on 23rd July 2017, and to Mrs. Cecilia Vaz, his daughter. He was the marketing manager of Tej-Prasarini Don Bosco Communication. With a blend of commitment, dedication, and honesty, his life, as we saw it, lived among us at Tej was a testimony of unswerving fidelity and outstanding holiness. He has been a pillar for Tej-Prasarini right from 1995 till 23rd July. In fact, he was there with us for the first meeting to coordinate this whole program, and we are very sad at his passing away. But I think he's looking at each one of us from heaven. A warm welcome to each one of you present here with us on this occasion of a Silver Jubilee celebration of Tej-Prasarini. We do hope you enjoy this cultural and faith-based theme that we have in store for each one of you, interspersed with audio, video presentations, music, song, and dance. Let your light shine for all the world to see, that they may see the deeds we do and give our Father praise. A warm welcome and really enjoy yourself at this Silver Jubilee program. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Father. And friends, may I request each one of you to please rise at this moment to welcome our dignitaries here on stage with a standing ovation and a resounding round of applause. Thank you so much, friends. You may all take your seats now. Friends, it is the pleasure, privilege, and honor of your compere to be introducing our chief guest right in front of this august and eclectic gathering. His Eminence is a man of profound thought and electrifying words. He dons many hats, and the long list of credentials speak for his legacy. He is the Archbishop of Bombay and was elevated as Cardinal on November the 24th, 2007. He is the elected President of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of India and is currently also the Secretary General of the Asian Bishops' Conference. He has the distinct honor of being handpicked by the Pope on April the 13th, 2013 to advise him and study a plan for reviving the apostolic constitution of the Roman Curia. We congratulate His Eminence on completing 20 years of episcopal ordination this week. A big round of applause, my dear friends. A true shepherd of the flock, His Eminence Oswald Cardinal Gracias. Our guest of honor is clearly the very epitome of character, caliber, and charisma. After his ordination in 1995, he worked for a decade in the rural and slum areas of Gujarat, giving his best for the upliftment of people in those places. He completed his degree in international development from the University of Pavia in Italy. Between 2007 and 2015, he headed the social development works of the province across the states of Maharashtra, Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Madhya Pradesh. During this time, he founded Green Line, the Don Bosco environmental organization, which now works with a large number of schools, colleges, and housing societies. In 2015, he was appointed as the Vice-Provincial of the Salesians of Mumbai. Please help me welcome Reverend Father Savio Silveira with a roaring, resounding, and vivacious round of applause. And friends, also on stage, we have a man who needs very little introduction for the dynamic personality that he is. Friends, he is a man who walks the walk and first talks the talk. My dear friends, he is none other than our very own Bishop Dominic Savio Fernandes. Let's welcome him with a deep round of applause. And friends, our final personality on stage, who I feel definitely needs a grandeur of an introduction. He is the strongest pillar of strength in all of Tej-Prasarini's endeavors. A man of few words, but a million thoughts. A man who is selflessly working for the upliftment of the youth, the old, and everybody around him. Humaneness is the greatest trademark of his aura. He is the marketing manager of Tej-Prasarini, made out of the perfect mold, indeed, having a heart of gold. Mr. Neri Jax. And friends, at this moment, we have our token of love to be given to His Eminence by a small little child. So friends, as we have this little girl coming ahead, let's welcome her with a big round of applause. And friends, a token of a love and appreciation for Father Savio Silveira. There is a beautiful little child. And friends, a lovely little girl making her way ahead to give our dear Bishop a small little token of love. Friends, they say God lives and loves children. So friends, here we have a final little child with a floral tribute to Mr. Neri and Father Joaquim. Thank you so much, our dignitaries. And friends, at this moment, may I call upon Father Savio Silveira to address each one of us on this day of sheer euphoria.
Your Eminence, Oswald, Cardinal Gracias, Your Lordship, Bishop Dominic Savio, Reverend Father Joaquim Fernandes, Director of Tej-Prasarini, staff members and close collaborators of Tej, both past and present, Reverend Fathers, Sisters, ladies and gentlemen. It is with deep gratitude and profound joy that we today celebrate the Silver Jubilee of Tej-Prasarini, the Don Bosco Communications Center. Being in the field of communications and mass media is for us, Salesians, a fundamental aspect of our ministry. While our founder Don Bosco is well known as the apostle of the young, what may not be so well known is that he was also the apostle of the press. He was a writer, a printer, and an editor. In fact, the apostolate of the press was so important for him that in 1858, when the rules of the Salesian Society were first written, he laid down as one of the aims of the Salesian Society the spreading of good books. Don Bosco himself was a prolific writer and wrote several books during his lifetime. Besides writing his own autobiography titled The Memoirs of the Auditory, Don Bosco wrote the biographies of three of his students, Dominic Savio, Michael Magone, and Francis Bezuco. However, Don Bosco's greatest publishing success was the book, The Companion of Youth. The first edition of this book was published in 1847. 40 years later, the year he died, it had reached its 119th edition. Truly, the saint was a master communicator who understood the power of the media to reach people and to transform lives. Over the past 150 years, the Salesian congregation has moved from the printed word to all platforms of communication. In fact, our former Rector Major, Father Pascual Chavez, insisted that we Salesians should be present in what he called the digital playground, because that is where, he said, the youth are found today. Over the past 25 years, Tej-Prasarini has taken forward with zeal and zest this great media mission. Today, as we celebrate the Silver Jubilee of Tej, on behalf of the Salesian Mumbai province, I would like to place on record our highest appreciation for Father Peter Gonsalves, the founder director of Tej, Father Joaquim Fernandes, director of Tej for the last 12 years, and all the staff members who have built Tej into the great institution that it today is. In a special way, I would like to express our grateful thanks and high esteem for Mr. Nicholas Pires, who passed away very recently and who has served Tej right through these 25 years as its marketing manager. We have reached the silver milestone, but the journey is far from over. With every passing day, the media world is rapidly evolving, making the adventure all the more fascinating. And so, we too move forward, constantly reinventing ourselves, exploring uncharted paths, but confident that every frontier we cross and every milestone we reach is where God wants us to be. May He continue leading Tej forward to spread His light. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Father. Friends, I am sure all of us have been yearning to hear from His Eminence himself. Thus, may I request Your Eminence to please address this colossal gathering.
My dear Brother Bishop Savio, Father Savio, the Vice-Provincial, Father Joaquim, the Director of Tej-Prasarini, all friends of Tej-Prasarini, and in a special way, Sister Provincial and our Additional Commissioner, Jai Kumar. It's a great joy for me to be over here this evening as you celebrate your Silver Jubilee. When Father Joaquim came and invited me, although I had several appointments around this time. I just came from Rome. I go to Bangalore in a couple of days. I had absolutely no hesitation to say yes, that I wanted to be part of the celebration for several reasons. One is because of the fact that Father Joaquim himself is a good friend and has helped us, the diocese and me personally, in different projects of the Archdiocese. I wanted to say thank you to the Salesians for all that they do in the Archdiocese of Bombay. I wanted to thank Tej-Prasarini for all they did for us, for Cardinal Ivan and for myself, and also because of the great importance of the media today. I just saw, as I was coming over here, a big billboard at St. Andrew's College, St. Andrew's Church. Communication is the best way of building relationships. And we know how important communications is today. As I stand here before you, I also bring you greetings this evening from a dear friend of yours, whom I met just last week, Father Tom. He was the one who was the Salesian who was kidnapped and kept in confinement for 18 months and was liberated last Tuesday. So I had the joy and the privilege really of meeting him together with the Holy Father last Wednesday, soon after his release. We were the first to meet him. He had just rested, got up, and they brought him straight to the Vatican, and the two of us met him. And I spent some time with him before the Holy Father came in, and he explicitly told me, please wish the Salesians of Bombay. So I bring you his warm greetings. I want to share with you that it was a spiritual experience meeting him. I did not know what to expect when they telephoned to me that they were bringing Father Tom to see the Holy Father, and the Holy Father wanted me to come along. And Father Tom was a man who came out of this experience I want to share with you. I felt spiritually strengthened. When he met the Holy Father, as soon as the Holy Father walked in, he knelt down, asked his blessings, prostrated and kissed his feet. And throughout the interview with the Holy Father, he was weeping, he was emotional and sharing his experiences. He kept on telling me, when I was alone with him, of how they treated him rather well. He had sufficient to eat, they gave him medicines when he was not well, they did not ill-treat him in any way. But of course, the anxiety of not knowing why he was there, how long he would be there, what he was supposed to do. He couldn't say Mass, told the Father, I couldn't say Mass, but I said the prayers of the Mass, and I offered my sufferings as a Mass. And what was most striking to me was, as the Holy Father was departing, Pope Francis was going away, he told the Holy Father, Holy Father, please tell people Jesus is great. Please tell people Jesus is great. He kept on repeating that. It was strange. I would have thought he might have been broken, but he came out, he prayed a lot, man of deep prayer, could make out. He trusted in the Lord a lot, and he knew that what the Lord wanted would finally happen. And really the Lord brought him through this big agony, crucifixion, and the resurrection. And I don't know if he's returned already to India. They weren't sure because they wanted to have medical examination. As soon as it's fit, he'll return and go home. So warm greetings from Father Tom. And thank you to the Salesians for having really a person who gave such an example of faith, courage, resilience, and confidence in the Lord, and no sign of bitterness at all. His spirituality and faith strengthened him in this moment of trial. Coming to communications, we know how communications is so very important in the world today. In the Holy See, the Holy Father we've put together many departments, and we have now a dicastery for communications. And we've several times met the leadership to listen to them on how exactly they are remodeling everything. The media practically is a very, very important opinion maker. And for you and for me and for Tej-Prasarini, the media is a means of evangelization, a means of a gift from God to use for the spread of the gospel, to make the world a better place, and to help people to live better lives. The danger, of course, is that the media can become also, there's so much of the media, so much of the use of the phone, the internet, etc., that there could also be problems unless we know how to use the media. And therefore also at the Bishops' Conference level, we've been teaching people how to use the media. We've been having seminars, commissions, and conferences helping people how to use the media and how to train people to use the media, because families can be strengthened by the media, families can be broken by the media. Institutions can be strengthened by the media, institutions could be harmed by the media. The media is so very important. And so I want to say a real, sincere, personal thank you to Father Joaquim, Father Peter, Father Darrell, for all that you've done in this institute for the last 25 years. 25 years is not a very long time in the life of an institute, but these are the important years when you've set the traditions. You made a tremendous contribution. To the Archdiocese of Bombay, I want to say thank you. That time we did not have a communications center. We did not have a communications office sufficiently developed. Now we have one, and so we can collaborate more. That time I really depended totally on Joaquim, and Father Joaquim knows that when we had the Mission Congress, when we had the Jubilee of the Seminary, I relied totally on Salesians to help me for all the communications work, and they didn't let us down. They did a fantastic job. I still remember we had during the Mission Congress, every morning the participants would get one sheet or two sheet paper, newspaper of all, internal paper, of all the events of the previous day. And everybody looked forward to receiving that. Remember that, Joaquim? There were such innovative things which really got everybody together, but also we were able to communicate. Communications, we don't know what communications will be tomorrow, the after, and the day after. There's so much of change, so much of progress, so much of advancement in technology. I'm sure that you will continue to be up to date. You will continue to be able to serve people. You will continue to be able to serve the gospel. I was very, very pleasantly surprised. And today I learned that Don Bosco was also a writer. I didn't know that. But I was very surprised when I met the previous general, Father Superior General, Father Chavez, and he told me about the important role that the Salesians give to communications. I was not aware that the Institute considered communication so very important. And then I requested him if he could help the conference also in communications. So the Salesians, thank you very much. To each one of you, thank you very much. And 25 years, I was saying, is not a very long time. And therefore, there's lots more to be done. May God bless you. God bless the leadership. God bless you, Provincial, the Vice-Provincial. And may God bless Tej-Prasarini to continue always spreading the light, spreading the knowledge of Jesus, the love of Jesus, and the love of the gospel. God bless each one of you.
Thank you so much, Your Eminence. My dear friends, this being the most historic day in the journey of Tej-Prasarini, we have two citations to be given to our chief guest and our guest of honor. Thus, I request a trainee of the publications of Tej-Prasarini, the very ravishing Miss Nicolan Mendes, to please come on stage and recite the very honor to our dignitaries. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tej-Prasarini Don Bosco Communication presents a token of gratitude to His Eminence, Cardinal Oswald Gracias, for his gracious presence here and for his continual support and benevolence. May God shower His manifold blessings on you. presented by Father Joaquim Fernandes, Director of Tej-Prasarini. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a huge round of applause. The next token of appreciation is to Father Savio Silveira, Vice-Provincial of the Salesian province of Mumbai, for his gracious presence in our midst and for being our guest of honor at our Silver Jubilee celebrations. May God bless all your endeavors. Please give a round of applause.
Thank you so much, Nicolan. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment all of us have been waiting for. The release of the souvenir celebrating the legacy of the radiating light. This souvenir highlights the past 25 years, thanking the Almighty for the blessings bestowed on Tej-Prasarini. Progressive highlights of each director along with the milestones. From a small seed sown 25 years ago to the fruit-bearing tree it is today, spreading the light to the children, youth and adults. May I now request for the souvenirs to please be brought on stage. And friends, let's give this moment a reverberating round of applause. And Father Joaquim is going to hand over the first copy to His Eminence and Father Savio himself. Friends, there is no celebration that's complete without cutting the cake. That's the reason I call upon this very special cake by Mr. Aniceto Nazareth with the kind courtesy of Ambassador Sky Chef here on stage. And may I request all of you to please stand because we are one family celebrating this lovely moment. And friends, together in one voice, we need to give this moment a countdown from 10 to 1. It's only then our dignitaries will slice the ice. So together, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, slice the ice. Friends, let your applause please be relentless. A little louder, please. Thank you so much, friends. All of you may now take your seats. Thank you. Friends, as mentioned earlier, Tej-Prasarini has evolved into a global phenomena. The credit for this long list of accolades goes to certain illuminaries who have made this milestone possible. Hence, I request once again Ms. Nicolan Mendes to please join us here on stage to announce the citations for our first two luminaries.
In appreciation of the legacy bequeathed to the Salesian province of Mumbai to diffuse the light, Tej-Prasarini Don Bosco Communications, Dr. Father Peter Gonsalves, founder director of Tej-Prasarini, It's gratitude for envisioning and keeping the flame alive. Let's hear a round of applause. Please call Loretta Gonsalves on stage. In memoriam, Mr. Nicholas Perez, Marketing Manager of Tej-Prasarini from 1995 to 2017. With a blend of commitment, dedication and honesty, his life, a testimony of unswerving fidelity and outstanding holiness, presented by Father Joaquim Fernandes to Mrs. Manuelina Perez.
Thank you so much, Nicolan. My dear friends, yes, please, a big round of applause. Thank you. And friends, after the first two luminaries, the next person here on stage to receive the citation is the marketing manager who is already here, Mr. Neri Drax. Now friends, you and I need to share a great camaraderie. As I announce for these celebrities who have made Tej-Prasarini into what it is today, as they come on stage, we need to give them the applause that they deserve. So the next person is the Sales Associate for Tej-Prasarini, Mr. Patrick D'Souza. Next person is called the intellectual savior of the masses because he is the bookstore assistant for Tej-Prasarini, Mr. Gabriel Gonsalves. The composer, arranger and audio engineer at Tej-Prasarini, the very talented Mr. Amon Daniels. Coming up next on stage is, my dear friends, a lady who is the editor of Bosco Information Service. As she is not here, her husband will be collecting her citation on her behalf. This wonderful lady is none other than Karen Laurie. We will have her husband Carlyle collecting the memento on her behalf. A lady who's dedicated her heart and soul to Tej-Prasarini, the office assistant and the DTP operator, Surekha Gangrude. Learning to her best each and every day at Tej-Prasarini, she's an intern and data manager here, Andrea Shethe. And friends, this is a moment I have been personally waiting for. A man who stands as an inspiration to an entire generation. Not just a guru to me, but to so many. I was trained under him 7 years ago at the Public Speaking and Personality Development course by Tej-Prasarini. This course is conducted every April. Under his guidance, thousands have upskilled themselves to become true radiators of light to the world. A man possessing a multifaceted personality of being an ever-popular radio jockey, a choir conductor, as well as a grooming expert. This man is a man with a golden voice. Friends, please help me welcome on stage the dashing, the dynamic, the dazzling and debonair Mr. Bosco Rodriguez. Friends, talking of moments, next on stage we have a man who teaches photography at Tej-Prasarini with his innate skills. Please help me welcome Mr. Brian Martins. It's time to welcome a person on stage who is a trendsetter in the field of creative memory and mind management. He conducts courses for students, adults and teachers at Tej-Prasarini, Mr. D.P. Mahesha. Friends, moments are many, but to find the right ones, have the skill to do very little and give so much more. Having said that, the next person on stage, a video editor, he teaches video editing at Tej-Prasarini in the Final Cut Pro software, Mr. Jayant Wag. Next on stage has been an exponent of Bharatanatyam. She has been training students in Bharatanatyam for the last 12 years. Please help me welcome the very talented Miss Ruta Kamble. Friends, next, the Director of Arts at Tej-Prasarini, Mr. William Fernandes. The Accounts Consultant at Tej-Prasarini, Mr. Jacinto Dias. Our Consultant Editor, Verona Vaz. Friends. To grab you by surprise, Verona isn't here today. She's going to receive her award tomorrow at the office. She had some commitments, that's the reason she couldn't make it. Having said that, next on stage is the Consultant Editor, Crisan Mesquita. And friends, finally, the creative head of Tej-Prasarini, Mr. Nelson Fernandes. Friends, the following people are not here, but we definitely need to give them their deserving round of applause. Mr. Ashok Melmane, chartered accountant. I've just been informed he's here in the audience, so maybe request Mr. Ashok to please make his way ahead. And now that he's here, friends, he deserves a louder round of applause. And friends, the accounts consultant to Tej-Prasarini, Mr. Severino D'Souza. Severino is going to be meeting us later. And friends, also Mr. Amar Singh, the computer engineer. Let's give him a big round of applause. He's not here, but we definitely miss his presence. And friends, moving forth, may I request Father Savio Silveira to please step ahead, because now is the time to give the citation and awards to our trainees at Mastermind and to the honors. The honors are going to be done by Bosco sir himself. As he comes from the left, let's welcome him with a big round of applause.
Thanks, Anish. I think you've been doing a great job. Let's give him a big hand. Well, did I say after all? Okay, we all know that Mr. D.P. Mahesha, founder director of Masterminds International, is a pioneer in the field of creative memory and mind management, a spiritual scientist and a teacher of metaphysics in India. He is a living proof of the effectiveness of his techniques, having been a rank holder and a gold medal winner for several outstanding academic achievements. His memory feats have been recorded in the Limca Book of Records, and he is the proud recipient of Memory Wizard Award in the Memory Asiad Competition 2001. He conducts courses for the students, adults, and teachers at Tej-Prasarini. I'm going to invite Mr. D.P. Mahesha to come forward. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. And all his students are going to get their certificates today. So I'm going to start with the very first one. That's Andrea Shete. Fraser Vaz. Joan Gomes. Kashmira Siganpuria. Melvin Fernandes. Michael Rocha. Namita Bipalia. Pushpanjali Gowda. Richard Francis. Rohan Kedore. Samruddhi Kabdoskar. Sylvie Jacks. Stephen Mesquita. Tejaswi Kamble. And finally, Urvashi Thomas. Thank you, Father Savio. Thank you, Mr. Mahesha. And over to Anish.
Thank you, sir. Having said that, my dear friends, we see so many people uplifted at Tej-Prasarini year on year and happening all the time. So friends, the credit goes to the staff of Tej-Prasarini. May I request all of them to please make their way on stage for a big photograph with His Eminence and our dignitaries. Let's welcome them on stage with a round of applause. I request our staff members, those who are in the audience, to please join us here on stage. Thank you so much, our dignitaries. You have literally made this day illuminating for all of us. And before they exit, friends, we need to have a group photograph for our trainees at Mastermind as they make their way ahead. Let's welcome them with a ripple of applause. We thank our dignitaries for making it here on stage. In Spanish, they say, Gracias. My dear friends, to add to the grandeur of this evening, we have a piano sonata number 52 in E-flat major by Joseph Haydn, a piano recital by Cecilia Vaz, in memory of her father, Mr. Nicholas Perez, the former marketing manager of Tej-Prasarini for 23 years. As you all know, he just passed away in July, and he's high up in the heavens, smiling at each one of us. Cecilia holds a licentiate from Trinity College, London, with honors. She has a varied experience of performing as a soloist and as an accompanist, both orchestras and choirs, and a winner of many musical competitions. She was presented by the Delhi Symphony Society for solo recital at the Indian International Centre, Delhi. Cecilia has also performed for eminent dignitaries and on special occasions for countries like Hungary, Poland, Chile, Paraguay, and USA. So friends, please help me welcome the suave, the scintillating, and the stunning Cecilia Vaz. Friends, Cecilia dedicates that performance to her late dad, Mr. Nicholas Peris, the former marketing manager of Tej-Prasarini. And the beautiful grand piano that Cecilia worked her magic on is sponsored by Furtados. Friends, next on stage, we have this well-orchestrated choir all the way from Pune, and it consists of 6 professional singers. Singers that have sung for the earlier projects and endeavors with Tej-Prasarini. And they've been a part of the Don Bosco family for the last 12 years. So friends, let's welcome the extended members of our family all the way from Pune with a deep round of applause.
आनंदाची गाणी महाचमत्कार झाला मारुनिया मरणाला जिवंत येशू जहाला
बोला जय येशू बोला बोला हो बोला जय येशू बोला
साऊनी सांगती पेत्राला येशू आपुला जिवंत झाला पेत्र वेगाने धावत सुटला थेट कबरेमध्ये तो शिरला दिव्य तेज तेथे पाही विश्वासला लवलाई अर्थ लाभे नवा जीवनाला
बोला जय येशू बोला बोला हो बोला जय येशू बोला
पहा चमत्कार झाला मारुनिया मरणाला जिवंत येशू जहाला बोला जय येशू बोला बोला हो बोला जय येशू बोला प्रेम संचार
प्रेम संचार
गाए जा
गाए जा शुभ संदेश सुनाएंगे
सुनाएंगे
प्रभु का प्यार फैलाएंगे
फैलाएंगे खुशी की ज्योत जगाएंगे
जलाएंगे
अंधकार दूर भगाएंगे
लगाएंगे वो कैसे
वो है प्रेम संचार
प्रेम संचार
गाए जा
गाए जा
प्रेम संचार स्वर्गाच्या राज्यात मी चाललो कारणाच्या ओळीत मी चाललो स्वर्गाच्या राज्यात मी चाललो कारणाच्या ओळीत मी चाललो तिथे मी पाहिन येशूला सैतान तेथे नसणार
येशू तेथे असणार
सैतान तेथे नसणार
येशू तेथे असणार
सैतान तेथे नसणार स्वर्गाच्या वैभवी राजा स्वर्गाच्या राज्यात मी चाललो कारणाच्या ओळीत मी चाललो स्वर्गाच्या राज्यात मी चाललो कारणाच्या ओळीत मी चाललो गाऊया नाचूया गाऊया नाचूया गाऊनी नाचूनी सांगू जगा जगितारक अवतरला जगितारक अवतरला गाऊया नाचूया
परमेशाची अद्भुत करणी दूत मंडळी गाती गाणी
बाल रूपाने आज आम्हाला देव जगी भेटला गाऊया नाचूया गाऊया नाचूया गाऊनी नाचूनी सांगू जगा जगितारक अवतरला गाऊया नाचूया
friends, that beautiful piece was conceived, concocted, and conceptualized by Mr. Ammon Daniels himself. Let's give it up for him, my dear friends. He is that one person who took care of every nuance of that performance, right from execution of the composing to delivering the right notes in all the songs. Having said that, friends, Mr. Ammon Daniels is not done yet. Now is the time for his second performance with the youth and the old of the parishes like Don Bosco, Borivali, Assumption Church, Kandavali, and Our Lady of Remedies, Kandavali also. 20 singers, 6 songs, but one heart that beats for the Almighty.
All we want to say to you is thank you, Lord, for today and for tomorrow. Thank you, Lord, everything we are, we owe you. Thank you, Lord, where would we be without you? Where would we be without you?
Jesus is wonderful, Jesus is mine. Jesus loves you and me all the time. Jesus is happiness, Jesus is peace. Jesus is everything to me. All my heart is in Jesus. Jesus. Jesus is wonderful, Jesus is mine. Jesus loves you and me all the time. Jesus is happiness, Jesus is peace. Jesus is everything to me. Wonderful, everywhere. For all to learn to trust the power of providence. Put a little more of Jesus in your life, the world will be a happy place. No more fighting, no more strife, everyone will have a smiling face. No hunger, no clamoring to be the first. For each must seek to penetrate the neighbor. Put a little more of Jesus. Put a little more of Jesus in your life. Your spirit, Lord, is a roaring fire, blazing through the land. Blazing ready hearts and minds, awaiting your command. To bring the good news to the poor, proclaim release to prisoners, to make the blind sight, to set the shackled free. So send your spirit for the Lord, and recreate our broken world. To legalize we pray, your kingdom come today. Your spirit, Lord, is the mighty ocean, conquering the shore. Breaking pillars of the nation, built on sandy floor. Gathering the powerful, gathering the plentiful, satisfy the sound, lifting up the weak. So send your spirit for the Lord, and recreate our broken world. With eagerness we pray.